Hey guys, it's Chris here from Chris's Creative Life, and I design workshops that help you create beautiful projects from start to finish with easy to follow guides. Okay, so we are chugging right along here. We're almost at the end. This is my little surprise for the end, so we'll just put that out of the way for right now. So look at this. We are on the back page. These are the last two layouts that I have left to do. So we're going to do page number 12 of the Remember Today Cut Above kit. And I've grabbed some maybe surprising little extras for today that we're going to do. So this is what this one looks like. And this one is story time. And I'm not sure if I've actually explained yet or not some of the reason behind some of the photographs that I picked for my mother-in-law's calendar. But I'm going to shoot you down on my desk so that you could see my operation as we go. And I'm going to put myself up into the corner here. Okay. So this is a fun one. It has a candy apple and lemonade, Capri and Glacier. So like I said, I'm not going to make a ton of different changes to this. I love these little speech bubbles, and I'm actually going to fill them out after, and I'll tell you the little stories that I'm going to add in here. So I'll show you my picture. So this one happens to be a layout that only requires one picture, like one 4x4. And this is the picture I picked, and it is, hey, it is my son on the ferry on the way from the mainland over to the island. So they went to the West Coast in August, and this was a special trip for him. And so when it said story time, this was one of the first pictures that I thought of, because as I'm sure everybody realizes, lockdown was super hard for everybody, and we might be going there again. We're not going to talk about that part right now. But for him, it was especially hard. He was stuck at home with nobody else other than his parents and the dogs. And like, he couldn't go to school, he couldn't go see his friends, he couldn't go to the gym. So we decided that once things started to open up, I've just punched out all my little pieces, that we would plan a trip for him. And it was called Max's Grand Adventure. And so he got to decide on lots of the activities that happened. And he got to do a few things that he'd always wanted to do. You guys heard the story of me telling when he got to go skydiving. But so I thought this picture kind of just represented their whole trip. And so that's why I picked this picture. So one of the things I do have extra is you're just supposed to put your photo here on this panel with the stitching. So I actually did cut a Capri mat that's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Just, I wanted to draw your attention more to the photograph on the page, and I thought that might help it. So we're going to attach those things together first. And like I said, I'm just keeping, good morning, Pauline. I'm just keeping this one relatively simple, or similar, I should say. Like I said, with just a few little changes. And then, so I thought, my thought process is on all these little bubbles, I might just put like the date and the grand adventure that they got to have. So they picked, they did lots of things. So he got to go skydiving, they went fishing on the ocean, they got to camp, he got to bungee jump, they went to one of those like diners, drive-in and dives restaurants. There was lots of fun things crammed into a very small period of time. So that is what I thought I would tell in the little bubbles. Okay, and like I said, this one's not going to be very long. There's really not very much to this layout. So the background, oh look, I have another copy because I make more than one calendar. But so the background is pre-printed, right, with the little cute little dots, and then this watercolor looking piece of paper. So we are going to add this Capri mat down here first. So I'm just going to actually, there we go. Put on my verse mat here. Okay, and then I will. So all the pieces actually have, they're super easy to put together because all the pieces have their page number on the back. So one of the things I do when I start a big project like this was I took all the pages, I spread them all out on my table, and then I punched out all the pieces that go with each of the pages. You saw I like cut them apart, and then I laid this I cut apart all the stickers and everything, so everything was all organized before I even started. So they are saying here 3/8 of an inch from the side and 1 3/4 from the top. So we're going to do that right there. Okay. And then, and the other thing is, because this is actually the functioning calendar for my mother-in-law, like this isn't going into scrapbook pages until later. I give her like an album to, when we pull apart the calendar at the end. But so I'm not using a lot of dimension on anything. So some of these I might pop up on just like thin 3D foam tape, but I'm not going to do like anything I want to write on later. I'm not going to do that for her. Okay, so let's put this big piece down next. So see, it says page 12 on the back. Okay, and this one is 1 1/4 from the side. Sometimes I don't pay attention to the recommendations. I know that's super hard for you guys to believe. And then sometimes I do. So this one, we are just going to follow the measurements. Ones that I changed more were kind of the ones that I didn't really pay attention to what they were saying. So 1, 2 1/4. And it probably doesn't actually really matter very much, but okay. So then I'm going to tuck this little piece in here before I press that down too much harder. So the little I love this, and I would say that is pretty close to Harbor. Okay, I'm not going to tuck out underneath there. I'm actually going to put this on thin 3D foam tape and put it on top. So I just need my scissors. Okay, so I'm just going to add a few pieces here. And you know what? Then after, I'm just going to place everything down because I've got some other stuff, like I said, pulled out that I wanted to add. So, but I just kind of want to rough this in so I can decide. Okay, so I have the story sticker right there and time. And then we have some bubbles. So it was funny because the funny part, I think, is that for all of the things that they did, and like this calendar is for my mother-in-law, they didn't tell her any of the things until after, so she wouldn't worry about them. So like when she came and saw the pictures of him skydiving, she's like, oh, good thing you didn't tell me before, because I just wouldn't have been able to sleep for 2 weeks the whole time you were gone. They weren't actually gone that long, but okay. So like that. Then I have this one, and I'm going to break this up, I think. maybe like that. Just, we're gonna see here. The little white one, this banner. Okay, and then I have another red one. Okay, so I've got some clear sparkles we're gonna add, but then one of the other things I grabbed the Deck the Palms Acrylic Shapes, the Christmas version, because there's these stars in here, and so that's what I am thinking I'm going to pull out. I just want something to dump these onto. So there's all sorts of different shapes, and they kind of have that red and white vibe going. So some of these are two pieces that need to be fit together, right? Like the presents. The stars, you can do the same thing with too. So because you can layer them up like this. So then we would have the opposite of that too somewhere here. Maybe this one. So the little white star will fit back into the red. So I'm just pulling a few of these out, and I think we're going to use them on the layout. So here is, because I thought they're the perfect colors, and these are so nice and thin. The new acrylic shapes, if you haven't seen them in person, are much thinner than they were before. Just trying to get this star the right way. Okay, we won't be doing that one. I can't get that to fit right back in right now. So, but let's see here. So I have the white. Okay, so then there's a red with a white. And I'm still feeling like, I don't know why I can't fit that one back in here. I think something is just backwards. So maybe I've used part of it already. So we have 1, 2, 3. That might be enough. And then if I want, I can maybe sprinkle in a few of those little guys after. So this is what I was thinking, kind of like spread a few of them out. And then, so this is the one. I need to balance out that. Okay, so maybe one here and balance out my lemonade. Okay, so I think that I'm going to stick my title down so that at least we can get started here. Okay. You would say send photos. Yes, they she didn't want to know anything until they got back. So we went through the video and all the photos after. So okay, so I'm gonna put story here, right? And I put my T-square down because I kind of want the title right here at his eye level. So, and I'm just going to lay this down underneath so I can kind of see where the middle is. It was funny because we had actually a family party just before, a few weeks before they left, when they were still just like in the planning phases. They hadn't actually decided on a few of the things that they were going to do. And I started to say something in front of her. I can't even remember what. I think it was something about yes, bad news travels very quickly. So I started to say something about, oh, I'm not sure if he's going to go bungee jumping or not. And he just looks at me like, don't say anything. So I stopped that conversation. Luckily, I picked up on it very quickly and I just didn't keep going, because sometimes I'm totally oblivious and I just keep going. And then it all just triggered. I just figured it out. And so I stopped. I stopped myself from sharing. I'm like, they want to wait. So, okay, so there we go. There's story. So I'm just going to press that down and add my underneath. So this just kind of makes me feel like he's just contemplating life and all the things ahead of him. So that's why I love this photo. It's one of my, he's a quiet guy, so. My daughter overshares probably. It's her way of talking things out, and he's just my quiet little soul. Okay, so I'm actually going to glue these down. I'll start from the bottom and work my way up. Okay, so I think I have my glue dots here. So I'm just going to add, oh, those are micro dots. That's not what I want. I'm just looking for my big dots, but I don't see them. So, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to add a little bit. This is what we're going to do. So I would normally add just like one of the big glue dots back there, but I don't see them on my desk. So I'm just going to take a little tiny piece of the new red adhesive tape that we have and add it on the back. It'll hold everything together. Judy, did you get lots of photos of your grandkids? So also my mother-in-law does not have like internet or a cell phone, so she wouldn't have to be updated that way. Okay, so that's going to hold them together. I might just add a little bit more liquid glass behind too, just to be on the safe side so that they don't fall out. Okay, so I'm going to do one here. I think the 3 is going to work out well. So I'm going to do one here and then one up on oh, that's good. It is always when when my daughter was born, was just like right at the beginning of like digital cameras and stuff. So we still developed film and stuff. And so I remember, because we were far away at that point, but I remember taking the rolls of film to Costco and having them printed 3 times so that we had some, and then we could send some to my in-laws, and then we sent some to my mom. So I totally remember that, like the big fat packages that you would get back with all of the sets of prints. So I'm just going to add the circles now up here in the corner. And now it's like so fast to share. So, but there was definitely always something awesome about picking up that big fat package of photographs. So now they come to me in the mail, or I print them in little sections at a time. It's not really the same thing, but it is far more convenient, I will say that. So this one, I think, oh, maybe I should do it the other way. No. Yeah. And you had to pay like extra for the 1 hour service. So I knew that this one wasn't going to be a crazy long layout to assemble. So, okay. Hey, Dorothy. Okay, so I teased you with, if you tuned in, you would get to hear my plans still for December. So I was thinking during the week, the Boxing week, maybe we should do a pop-up Christmas sketch camp. So I don't have a sketch in mind. I'm going to move this behind me. I keep a little book where I draw sketches in all the time. But I was thinking, so that week between Christmas and New Year's, like the week of the 27, maybe we should do a little pop-up, impromptu, pop-up casual sketch camp. So if you guys like that idea, comment camp below and I will start getting things ready. So like I said, I have not picked a sketch, but I will either pick one or create one. I was thinking I would like to do a sketch with one big element on one of the pages. It'll be a 2-page 12 by 12 spread again, but I want one big element. So I thought I'll do it over the course of the week. So I'm going to create a new sketch, and then I'm going to teach it once with Christmas, because it'll be just past Christmas. So I think you could use it for Christmas. So my big element, I'm going to do a Christmas tree thing, I think, but then I'll remake it again at least one other time that week. So if that's something you guys think would be fun, just comment camp in the comments below and I'll start setting up all the stuff. So there's typically, so for sure there'll be a sketch that you can then download. You'll have family here. Well, it will be available on replay, and I might do some fun different things at this time versus the summer one. So I have lots of ideas in mind. So yes, it's either super busy for people that week after Christmas, or it's kind of quiet. It can go either way. So we have everything quieting down that week. So that's why I thought it might be a good time. I'm trying to decide. I think I need something over here. So we might need to grab another star or two. So let's move some stuff out of my way. Okay, so let's put some sparkles down. And let's look at our stars here. So, because I think I need something red over here. So, something like that is what I'm thinking. Like I said, it'll be a little more casual than the original Stamp Camp, but there'll still be a sketch, and I'll assemble it a few times over the course of the week. I think we're going to do that, guys. Okay. So you can see I put this one with the Christmas side up. So this one, I'm just going to make sure to flip it. I'm sure it'll be fine. But if you look really closely, you can see the little bit of the white, which makes it look more like a Christmas star than just a star. Okay. So, like I said, I just put yes. Yes, because, well, the funny thing is we don't have a ton of snow, but we do have snow. So, the boys are hoping to go ice fishing soon. Okay. Like that. And then I'm just going to do one little guy by itself. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to put my lid on my liquid glass because I think I'm done with it again. So, there'll always be replay, Dorothy, if you can like go back and look at it in a quieter time versus when you've got lots of company around. But that is lovely for you that you're going to have visitors. So I'm just adding some clear sparkles. Yeah, I know. We're just getting a little bit colder right now, but we have not had a lot of snow. So actually, there was just a thing on the news this morning about how we need like 100 centimeters of snow or something because they're starting to worry about drought and farms and all those things. Not fun. So we have not had a lot of precipitation in the last year. So there we go. Okay, so that is that layout done. Like I said, I knew it wouldn't be very long because it was a super quick layout. So if you guys would like to see camp, make sure to comment camp and I'll start setting things up. And I still have my last layout for the calendar, and then we'll flip through all of them and look at it as like one big gift. But I'm super happy with the way it turned out this year. And adding the little bits of stuff in has been fun along the way. And like I said, this is a perfect project. Anytime, like anything that is like cut above or a kit or something like that, it is a perfect way to use up all of your scraps, or not necessarily scraps, but ends of embellishments or little packages of embellishments that have like 2s and 3s left or 5s or whatever. It's just nice to tuck them in. So I thought that these fun stars that are from Christmas, like Deck the Palms Christmas package, would be perfect for these. I mean, there's other shapes in there too that are not Christmas that you could use. So you could use the presents also on like a birthday layout, as long as obviously your pictures matched the red and white theme. So you could, I'm just looking for the ribbons to that match the presents, but oh, here we go. So like if you had, or you could add these on to like a birthday card too, if you had a red and white theme for a card that was birthday. So like they're super cute and they're very thin, and just because they're Christmas doesn't mean that you have to use them for Christmas. So, and then there's ones with the little polka dots, which are really cute. You could also put a different color piece of paper behind them to play off the polka dots. Like if you put a piece, this is a little bit like a puzzle though, I will say. But you could put a piece of like paper behind there too to play up the dots. So they would look like polka dotted presents wrapped up. Okay guys, that's what I got for you today. And like I said, I do have the layout number 13 to assemble, because so it's the 12 months of the year, plus then there's a cover page. So I just have this last one to do and I have everything ready to go. So I will be doing it soon. So, and it says moments together. So like I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I will be back with one more, and we'll talk to you later, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Here are a few photos from today's project. Thanks for joining me. You can always look for more details on my projects at chrisscreativelife.com. Bye.